The Muslim Council of Britain is calling for an inquiry into Islamophobia in the Conservative Party. Give me a break. The Tory Deputy Chair, James Cleverly, has had to deny that his party has an Islamophobia problem. The issue has arisen because perpetual victim Baroness Vorsey is back on the warpath again, moaning that there are near weekly incidents of Islamophobic events. To be fair to Cleverly, he's right when he says that all political parties have individuals that say and do things that are inappropriate. He's right, but this is different actually to the Labour Party. The Labour Party doesn't just have some bonkers candidates that are saying mental things. They have a leadership with a terrible history of anti-Semitism. And so when candidates come out with anti-Semitic remarks, it's truly a reflection on the party. If Labour can't kick out its anti-Semites at the top, then it might as well be endorsing them, in my view. And this is so different to what's happening now with the Conservative Party. So here's what exactly is going on. There have been multiple candidates and members who have said less than lovely things about Islam lately. The Conservative Council candidate, for instance, in Watford is Darren Harrison. He was suspended from the party in April for supporting Generation Identity. Yawn. Another candidate, actually, it was in Hackney, Alexander Van Terheyden, and he was suspended for having attended an EDL rally, God knows when, and posting that Islam is a violent political ideology. And then there was the Conservative councillor Mike Payne, who was suspended recently for sharing an article that labelled some Muslims as parasites. It seems to me like some Tory candidates are just getting sick of the wets in the Conservative Party. It's not particularly interesting, really. And nobody can honestly say, that the Conservative Party is anti-Muslim. Don't forget that it's this Conservative government that's banned most anti-Islam activists from entering the country. It was Theresa May who banned Pamela Geller and Robert Spencer, and Amber Rudd who banned Lutz Bachmann and others early this year. But I tell you what is interesting. It's that the Muslim Council of Britain is trying to take the moral high ground. Ha! Let's take a look at the Muslim Council of Britain, shall we? So this is an organisation that even David Cameron admitted had a problem. Back in 2015, Cameron admitted that the MCB has a problem after it started claiming that ministers were behaving like the far right. So this isn't the first time that the MCB has moaned about the Tory party. And Maajid Nawaz has slammed the MCB for working with extremists.
No, I'm sorry, Muslim Council of Britain, that simply doesn't work. You can't argue, on the one hand, that Muslims aren't extremists, that all Muslims aren't extremists, and then, in your own counter-extremism plan, make it very publicly known that you plan to work with extremists because you think the best way to stop terrorists is by working with those who have homophobic, anti-Semitic and other bigoted anti-woman views.
And do you remember the Trojan Horse report? Well, the MCB was quick to reject the findings of the report, which found that Islamists had been plotting to take over schools in Birmingham. They claimed that the report, written by Peter Clark, the former counter-terror chief in the Met, was simply conflating conservative Muslim practices to a supposed ideology and agenda to Islamize secular schools. Oh, excuse us for confusing conservative Islamic views, which include serious hatred of gay people and women, for a concerted effort to take over schools and manipulate children. It's not like Clark had scrutinised over 3,000 messages sent via social media between teachers that talked about Lee Rigby's murder being a hoax and gay people being animals.
I think the key finding is that in the face of the allegations that have been made, I have established that there is a group of associated individuals in positions of influence in schools and governing bodies who have, over quite a considerable period of time, looked to introduce what could be described as an aggressive Islamist agenda into some schools, very few schools in Birmingham. I think it's perfectly reasonable, in light of what I've seen and the evidence I've heard, that people quite possibly might have been reticent in challenging some of these practices for fear that they would be accused of either Islamophobia or racism.
So when the MCB tried to take the moral high ground, I can't help but laugh. No, there isn't a problem with criticism of Islam in the Tory party. If there was, millions of people across the country would probably have more of a reason to vote for them. If you want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, remember to download our app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and like and subscribe.